Hey, good morning everyone, and welcome to the PivotBoss Pre-Market Report for Friday, October 6th, 2017. Happy Friday everyone. I'm Frank Ochoa, aka PivotBoss. Here's a look at the daily time frame of the ES. In the previous session, we continued higher and continued the upward price discovery phase, reaching 25.46. 25.46 is our 100% target from the breakout that we saw out of 24.88. So on this day right here, when we were starting to break through this tightly coiled range here and start to break, we mentioned that this could be the break that leads us to this target, 25.17, and this target, 25.46, over the next period of time. And price pushed higher. We mentioned the next pullback to 24.80 could be the big buy that leads this thing up to these next two targets. We got the 24.85, not quite into 80s, and then we rallied into the next two targets. Again, that is a key range target right there based off of the recent impulse sell-off. So from this sell-off high down to that low, it formed this impulse range, failed new low there, a retest of the low, eventually a breakout, and then a push to those two targets, which are the most important upside targets. And it all based off of this range here that formed in July. So we had a very nice continuation and completion of that move. Now that we have this 2504, 2510 zone here with the LVN, we may see a pullback that comes back into this range, but eventually a defense will likely be seen for another round of strength. So right now it's still a clean market structure up as this thing continues higher. At some point we may see a bit of a rejection that leads to a bit of a pullback. That pullback may be another buying opportunity until market structure breaks down. So breaking back below 2510, 2504 would be a big time breakdown in the shorter term, but any pullback to that level likely to be seen as a buying opportunity on the first test basis. All right, if we take a look at crude oil, you'll notice here crude oil pullback after the recent top here. So a couple of Thursdays ago, we saw a recent top. Price drops right into 50 and change here, holding on these lows. The previous session, we got a squeeze up through two-day highs right into the 51.20 level. We talked about 51.20 being the first test sell for bears. Bears did come in and sell, but you can see here, by the end of the day, price closed above the midpoint near the upper edge. And we're seeing a little bit of a pullback right now. Bears clearly trying to keep that area offered for a shot at the next new low, which would take us into composite VPOC 48.91. So right now, we're seeing a bit of a pullback here off these highs. A push beyond 51.26 squeezes back up, but keeping that level offered opens the chance to the next new low. So we got to continue to watch that zone. If price stays below 51.20 here, the flow likely leads another leg lower. So let's take a look here at gold futures. We've talked about gold here being a downtrending market. Failed new highs have been the key here. Failed new high, failed new high, failed new high. This was a pullback, higher low, lower high rather, at the FOMC key level. Another failed new low, or failed new high to new lows, another failed new high to new lows here. So we've seen it again. Right here was a rejection. We talked about 1280 to 1281 being a defense zone. That was that level right there. We got to push to new lows and close on new lows. The expectation here would be any pullback early in the day likely to be sold for another round of weakness as well. So this thing continues to work its way downward toward composite VPOC, which is 1253s. Lastly, taking a look at the NQ. We've talked about the NQ being very, very bullish. The upward trending market. What we mentioned here recently, especially in the trading room a couple of days ago, was that we were likely headed to 60.60 as the next upside target. 60.60 to 60.65. It was based off Monday's impulse move here. Then we had an inside day, and then we started to see signs that we were finding absorption for the next breakout. And that all played out in the previous session. Nice breakout through the highs, a nice continuation, and we reached as high as 60, almost 60.70. So push actually did 60.71.5 today. Yesterday was 60.68. So very nice continuation into that zone. Again, we're in a unidirectional trending market. Pullbacks likely to be bought. Even a pullback as deep as 60.15 could continue to be bought for another round of strength. We still have 60.86 as a major upside target to be reached, and then we even have one beyond that at 62.64. So we still have some more upside. This is all newly traded right here, so we could continue to drive a little bit. Eventually, we may want to come back, retrade it ahead of the next buyout. So still trending up, still bullish, and if you look here again, just reached the 60 target here after the previous rally. That was all based off of the Monday impulse range. So from Monday's impulse sell-off, we got ourselves a great range. So here it is right here. That's the Monday sell-off, boom. You got that low right there, and from that key range, this is your 100% target right there. So very nice move, very nice absorption, and a nice continuation to the target. The next pullback, again, could be a great buying opportunity, even into 60.20 to 60.15. Any pullback to that zone on a swing basis could be a great buying opportunity for a continuation higher. All right, that's it for now. Remember, we got NFP report coming up here in about 30 minutes. That's going to give us perhaps a little bit of a catalyst that we can play throughout the rest of the session. All right, that's it for now. Have a fantastic day and a great weekend, and I'll see you all soon. Take care.